What's up to all my people, and welcome to Stoniecast number 131 and season 4, episode 29 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. It's your boy Stony coming back at you for the 131st time. And I'd like to welcome all of my fellow lowlifes, scumbags, hoodlums, shady characters, anybody named Phil Mickelson, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, hustlers, foul-mouthed raging alcoholics, cheats, friends and family of the gooch, fienders with abusive language, and degenerates. I mean, let's face it, basically anybody with a massive gambling problem. If you're new to the show, hey, you probably fit into one or a few of those categories. So welcome, because you're one of us, gooba gobba, one of us, we accepted, one of us. Sorry. Sometimes I get a little carried away there. Hey, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner. That way you can get notified every time I put out a new video. And to spread the word is also very easy. Just tell other degenerates and scumbags like Cruz, to go to YouTube and enter Thoughts and Hunches in the search bar. That'll take you directly to my page, so that way you can get dialed into everything I drop on you. Also, if you're new and you don't know what's what with this channel, it's college and pro football winners, MLB playoff winners, and college basketball winners. I give you my picks to get you to the window with a ticket to cash. The books, they don't expect a guy like me to deliver this many winners, because I'm an outlier and a disruptor. I'm like the Beastie Boys. Step into the party, disrupt the whole scene. That's what I do. I go to the mattresses and get the info for you every week in order to get you to the window with a ticket to cash. Now, before I get to the picks, as usual, I have a thoughts and some programming notes. Let me start with the HR report filed in December by former Michigan basketball strength and conditioning coach John Sanderson. According to the report that Sanderson himself filed, head coach Juwan Howard's son, Jace, was berating team doctors for not clearing him to play, when Sanderson basically told him to shut the F up. Are we on the air? Am I recording here? Sorry about the F-bomb. Actually, anyway, either way. Sanderson basically told Jace to shut up. And now he needs to know his place, because he's a player yelling at doctors, which is a no-no. Juwan then came out of his office and had to be held back by players as he was going after Sanderson while shouting, "Don't you ever talk to my son like that." Jace Howard was obviously hurt and he wanted to play, but the doctors said he couldn't. When he, according to Sanderson, quote, verbally assaulted the team doctors, saying things like the ultimate douchebag, quote, "Don't you know who I am?" That's when Sanderson interjected by telling Jace that he shouldn't talk like that to physicians. Juwan then came unglued and was physically restrained by multiple members of the team. To me, this just epitomizes the modern-day NCAA, where players are paid and can go wherever they want, whenever they want, which makes the players super entitled, And this is accentuated by Jace Howard, who grew up with great wealth because of a famous father. Now, with all that said, why the hell is Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel so indebted to Juwan Howard? That's what I want to know. This Michigan team is a complete catastrophe. And the fact that Howard still has a job is just insane. I'm sure Howard has a nice buyout if he's fired, but sometimes it's worth it for the betterment of the program, especially when your team is struggling. Joe, let's hear it.
I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
When a team's struggling, it's what happens. In Stoniecast 130 last week, I said that I was going to start with videos on Wednesday next week. And after further review, I'm just going to keep posting my picks in the comments section until the following Wednesday, in which I'll have my picks for the NCAA tournament. This week and next week are traditionally the busiest weeks of the year. especially next Wednesday and Thursday, where the number of plays will just be astronomical. This is a degenerate cruise. This is a degenerate's dream of a 4-week stretch. So make sure that you're checking back daily until Wednesday, March 20th, when I post the video for the NCAA tournament. But I will be back next Friday with another Stoniecast. Now, let's take a look at the week that was for me and all of my fellow hoodlums and dirtbags crews. It was a rough go from start to finish every day last week. While Saturday was my only winning day with the picks I gave you in Stoniecast 130, going 16-12, the rest of the week was a true battle, and I just couldn't find my footing. I ended up only one game under 500 on the week, but there was plenty of good signs, like plus money on a lot of sprinkles that I gave you last week, and hitting again on the Degenerate Special, plus hitting on my lock of the week last week. A losing week is still a losing week, however, and out of 28 Stoniecast that I posted this season, last week was only my 4th, in which I did not turn a profit. So, hey, here are the numbers. Last week, 51 wins, 52 losses, 1 push. 1 game under 500. 49.51%. 57 the week before to 49 is the wrong direction. And, if 1 game under 500 constitutes a losing week, shit, I'll take it. Because all I basically lost was juice. Granted, a lot of it. It is what it is. NCAA tournament numbers for the season: 721 wins, 532 losses, 17 pushes. That's good for 57.54%, down from 58 last week. See, one bad week just kills the momentum. So overall, all 28 weeks, every pick that I've given you and all 28 videos so far this season, 1,231 wins, 896 losses, 26 pushes. That's 57.87%. I mean, hey, it's crunch time. So now I'm back down below 58 for the first time since week 4. It is what it is. 59 may be a little bit out of reach, but 58 is definitely on the mind. I mean, please remember that all these picks are 100% free. So for all the touts that give you 75 to 80% winners, come on now. We all know you're full of shit. Plus, you're charging for these picks. With me, just come to YouTube every week, and I'll drop my plays on you for free. You can also follow me on X at Stony Woods, STONIE Woods. The last few days in college hoops, I've been giving you picks in the comment section of Stoniecast 130, and it's been a battle, but I'm starting to pull away, having a good week so far. Going into today's action, I'm at 28, 22, and 2. So I need a nice day today and a big one tomorrow to clinch another winning week and get off the schneid. Sometimes hanging around is just fine. Teddy, I don't have it, but Teddy, hanging around. Tomorrow and Sunday will be the last game of the regular season for all the big conferences, but there's plenty of conference tournaments mix in with a few games going on right now that I'm watching, actually. We have no lines for many conference tournament games tomorrow, so I'm going to give you as many as I can right now, but make sure to check back Saturday in the comments section for more tournament matchups on Saturday, all right? We get an absolutely epic Saturday to tip things off with. Top flight matchups are everywhere, right? So we're going to go quick. Are you ready? Let's do this shit. Let's get it all started. Tomorrow, noon Eastern on ESPN in Tuscaloosa. 16th ranked Alabama's a 15.5-point home favorite over Arkansas. Give me Bama at home and lay the number, period. Noon Eastern on CBS in Boca Raton. Florida Atlantic is a 7-point home favorite over Memphis. And with the way the Tigers have been playing lately, I have no choice but to roll with Memphis catching 7. Noon Eastern at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in NYC. St. John's is a huge 19-point favorite over Georgetown. The Hoyas are looking forward to the end of the season, while St. John's thinks they still have a shot to go dancing with a hot finish. This has blowout written all over it. Give me the Johnnies and lay the lumber. 12:30 Eastern in Pensacola in the quarterfinals of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Top-seeded Appalachian State is a 12.5-point favorite over 9th-seeded Georgia Southern. This one's going to get ugly early. Give me the Mountaineers in a runaway. 1 Eastern in Lynchburg, Virginia. Liberty is a 5-point home favorite over Western Kentucky. Not only do I like Western Kentucky plus the points, but I'm also going to have to sprinkle a little something on that money line. Sprinkle me, man. You know, sometimes a little Earl Stevens is, good for the soul. 2 Eastern on ESPN2 in the Little Apple of Manhattan. 6th-ranked Iowa State comes in as 4-point road chalk at Kansas State. The Cyclones have been cruising lately and are likely a 2 seed in the big dance. So I'm going to take Iowa State here and lay the number on the road. 2 Eastern on CBS in Oxford. Ole Miss is a 2-point home favorite versus Texas A&M. Ole Miss is a tournament team, and only a red-hot finish gets them there. So I'm going to take the points with the Aggies. You're just going to have to. And while you're at it, you might as well sprinkle a little something on it. Sprinkle me, Mike. It's just necessary. 2 Eastern on CBS in Austin. Texas is a 5.5-point home favorite over Oklahoma. And as much as OU doesn't play well outside of Norman, I still have to take the points here because I'm not sold on Texas. Sooners plus 5.5. 2 Eastern in the America East Conference tournament in Smithville, Rhode Island. 3rd-seeded Bryant is a 4-point home favorite over 6th-seeded Maine. And I like the Black Bears on the road here, Maine plus 4. Teddy? Come on.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
That's what's going to happen. The man is going to get his money. 2:30 Eastern on USA Network in Fairfax County, Virginia. George Mason and Richmond are a pick'em. Richmond's won 5 out of 6 and are peaking at the right time. And even though they're on the road, I like the Spiders. 2:30 Eastern in Columbia on the SEC Network. Mississippi State's a 4.5-point home chalk versus 17th ranked South Carolina, and I'm on USC here on the road catching the 4.5. 2:30 Eastern on Big Fox in the city of brotherly love, better known as Stoneydelphia. 10th ranked Creighton is a 1.5-point road chalk at Villanova. Yeah, Nova needs this one and might make the tournament regardless, but I still like the Blue Jays on the road. Sun Belt Conference Tournament quarterfinals at 3 Eastern in Pensacola. 4th-seeded Arkansas State is a 1.5-point favorite over 5th-seeded Louisiana. And I'm all over the Raging Cajuns here as a short dog with a sprinkle. Sprinkle me, man. America East Conference Tournament quarterfinals at 3 Eastern in Burlington. Top-seeded Vermont is a 14.5-point home favorite over 8th-seeded Albany. Vermont's going to keep rolling here on their way to another conference tournament title. So I'm going to roll with the Catamounts here and lay the 14.5. 4 Eastern on ESPN2 in Tallahassee. Florida State is a 3-point home favorite over Miami. A couple of 500 teams that aren't going anywhere. Miami's not good when they have to travel. FSU isn't very reliable, but I have to take the Noles here. 4 Eastern in H-Town on ESPN, one of the 3 best games of the day, has top-seeded Houston, is an 8.5-point home chalk over number 14 Kansas. Yeah, Houston's the best team in the nation right now, playing at home and are a lock for a number 1 seed in 2 weeks. While KU has struggled, but I don't remember the last time the Jayhawks got this many points. Give me Kansas and the points on the road. Another one of the games of the day also goes at 4 Eastern on CBS in Knoxville, as 4th-ranked Tennessee is an 8.5-point home favorite over number 15 Kentucky. Sorry, I'm starting to sound like Joe Biden right now, mumbling and stuttering all over the place. UK is a good team that can score with anyone, right? But their defense has been a mess, and the Vols are seeking a 1 seed in 2 weeks. Give me UT on Rocky Top and lay the lumber. 4:30 Eastern, right up the road here in Music City on the SEC Network. Florida enters as a 10-point road favorite at Vanderbilt. Jerry Stackhouse is going to be relieved of his duties at Vandy very shortly, and Florida's an extremely dangerous team that will come in here and roll the Commodores. Gators -10. 5 Eastern on the Pac-12 Network in Corvallis. Colorado is an 8-point road favorite at Oregon State. Colorado rolled Oregon last week in Eugene and is going to win tomorrow. But OSU is going to give them all they can handle. Give me the Beavers plus the 8 in the middle. 5 Eastern in Fort Worth. TCU is a 7.5-point home favorite over Central Florida. TCU is a bubble team, but should be dancing, and UCF is a different team outside of Orlando. So I'm on the Frogs here at home. 5 Eastern on Big Fox at the Cintas Center in the Queen City. 8th-ranked Marquette comes in as a short 1.5-point road favorite at Xavier. And even with Marquette's injuries, especially to All-American Tyler Kolek, I still like the Warriors. Yeah, I called Marquette the Warriors. I did. And I'll continue to call them the Warriors. You know, they're not the fucking... excuse me. Are we on the air? Does this thing work? Are we recording? Yeah, I guess it does. Give me Marquette on the road. Opening round action in the Colonial Conference Tournament at 6 Eastern in our nation's capital. 7th-seeded Stony Brook is a 2.5-point favorite over 10th-seeded Northeastern. I know I'm a homer. Go ahead and call me that. But Stony Brook has been the 4th best team in the nation this year against the number. So give me the Seawolves. Southern Conference Tournament action in Nashville. 6 Eastern has 3-seed Chattanooga as a 4-point favorite versus 6-seeded Wofford. I'm on Chattanooga here, as Wofford's lack of size is going to be their undoing, most definitely. 6 Eastern on ESPN2 in Lubbock, another very good Big 12 matchup, has Texas Tech, 1.5-point home favorites over 11th-ranked Baylor. Everyone saw Baylor take out Kansas last week, and they're obviously the trap pick here, as your average bettor, Cruz, will take the Bears, but I'll get paid with Tech. Sun Belt Conference Tournament at 6 Eastern in Pensacola. 3-seed Troy is a 6.5-point favorite versus 11th-seeded. That can't be right. Texas State. That's at Texas Tech. There's a typo in there. It's Texas State, not Texas Tech. Troy's the better team, but they've had issues outside the state of Alabama, and I have to dance with the Bobcats here and take Texas State catching 6 in a chunk. 6:30 Eastern on the Plains on the SEC Network. 13th-ranked Auburn is a 17-point home chalk versus Georgia. Auburn wins easily here, but I can't lay that many points to a feisty Bulldog squad. Give me Georgia and all them points. Cue the music and get Dick Vitale out of the basement, because at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN in Durham, 9th-ranked Dookie, baby, is a 4.5-point home favorite over number 7 North Carolina, baby, in the greatest... God, it's just sickening. I'm just, it's sad that he's getting old and he's cancer and he can't be on the... Okay, I get that. I understand that, right? But, oh, man, it's so nice not to have to listen to him. I'll take Jay Billis every day, even if he is a homer and a Dookie. Carolina got the Dukies in Chapel Hill a couple weeks ago. But the Devils get their revenge here. Give me Duke and lay the lumber. 7 Eastern on the Pac-12 Network at The Night, or The Mat, in Eugene. Oregon is a 2.5-point home favorite versus Utah. Neither team's played well down the stretch, but I don't see the Ducks losing 2 straight to the mountain schools at home in the same weekend. I'm on Oregon here as the short favorite at home.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
That man needs to get his money. 7:45 Eastern on the CW Network in the Steel City. Pittsburgh's a 7-point home chalk over North Carolina State. I like Pitt a lot, especially at home. But this one has middle kind of written all over it. Pitt wins, NC State gets the cover, Wolfpack +7. 8 Eastern on Big Fox, second-ranked Connecticut, 10-point road favorite at Providence. I think UConn's the best team in the nation and should be the favorite to win it all. They win this one, but not without some resistance. Another middle here as UConn wins, but Providence gets the cover. Give me the Friars catching 10. 8:30 Eastern at the Maravich in Collin, Baton Rouge on the SEC Network. Louisiana State is an 8-point favorite versus Missouri. Yeah, I called them Louisiana. Why not make it 3 straight middles? Louisiana is shitty, but they win. They don't get the cover, though. I like Mizzou in the 8. 8:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network in Logan. 22nd ranked Utah State is a 3.5-point home favorite versus New Mexico. And as good as the Lobos are and have been, they ain't the same outside of Albuquerque, so I'm all over the Aggies here. Give me State as the home chalk. Back to Asheville at 8:30 Eastern for the Southern Conference Tournament, a.k.a. the SoCon, where 5th-seeded Furman is a 1-point favorite over 4th-seeded Western Carolina. Furman's the hotter team right now, but Western Carolina is the better team. Give me the Catamounts and give me the point with a sprinkle.
Sprinkle me, man.
You know, Earl just does it. 9 Eastern in Provo, 20th ranked Brigham Young is a 13.5-point home favorite over Oklahoma State, and Okie State is a mess, while BYU's very dangerous team in late March. Give me the Cougars here and lay the big number. 9 Eastern in Evanston on the Big Ten Network, Northwestern is a 6-point home favorite over Minnesota in what should be a good one. Here's another middle, though, as Northwestern wins, but Minnie gets the cover. 10 Eastern on ESPN in La La Land. 5th-ranked Arizona is a 7.5-point road favorite at USC. While SC's played better lately, it's too little too late, especially against the nation's 5th-ranked team. Arizona rolls. 10:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network in Reno. The Silver State Showdown has Nevada as a 6.5-point home favorite over Nevada-Las Vegas. Nevada's been the better team all year, but the Runnin' Rebels have been the hotter team lately. Give me the Rebs and the points in another middle here. 11 Eastern on FS1 in Westwood. UCLA is a 7-point home favorite over Arizona State. Two bad teams are looking forward to vacations. And as bad as UCLA has been lately, I can't see them losing their last home game at Pauley Pavilion as a member of the Pac-12. Give me the Bruins and lay the points. Now, here's where it's weird. Like I said earlier, I can't give you the degenerate special right now because it'll be the West Coast Conference Tournament game in Las Vegas tomorrow night at 11:30. Right? That's 11:30 my time. That's 12:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Western. The West Coast Conference goes, but the games are being played right now, so I don't know who is going to play USF tomorrow. So make sure to check back in on Saturday tomorrow to the comments section for all the conference tournament matchups that have no lines right now. 38 games has to be enough, even for the most fienderest of fienders, Cruz. That number will go up as I add to the conference tournament picks in the comments section tomorrow. Out of the 38 I gave you, though, 22 is what I seek, at least. That's going to get me to the promised land. Now, as a reminder, check back in every day in the comments section of this video for college hoops picks starting tomorrow and rolling all the way into Stoniecast 132 next Friday night right around this time. So until then, just remember that if you want to win big, you got to bet big. You can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money. Now, you see, for me, the action is the juice. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you. Gooch, miss you, brother.
Pay him.
Pay that man his money.